So anyway,
Don't be evil. Do no evil.
you guys might have heard about this in the news. 14 feet have washed up in a bay near Vancouver in British Columbia in Canada.
14 feet of what?
What?
Humans.
Touche.
Yeah, have washed up in the last 10 years in this one area.
14
So
pairs?
recently,
That's a lot. Big foot.
the 14th one was... No, they're not pairs.
In like unique
Individual.
feet?
So the 14th one
Yeah, individual
was... Yeah. What?
feet.
So not 7 sets.
They're
of
not
feet.
conjoined.
Can't conjoin.
Is that what you're wondering?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not being tied
No,
up.
they're not sets either.
Mm.
Some of them are,
Not pairs.
but not all of them.
Are they the same? Like, they're the same pairs that are coming
Are they
together?
all left?
Let
Not
him
always.
finish.
I
All
feel
right.
like I've answered that question
Let
3
him tell
times
the
now.
story.
Put your glasses back on, Dit.
No,
You're getting dumber.
no we need the
Yeah,
dumb
so anyway,
side
they've
here.
been washing up in the Salish Sea. So the first one was washed up back in 2007. 2 feet were
Okay.
found,
Yeah, so why
prompting alarm from authorities because they were like, oh, they were 2 right feet as well. So they were thinking, oh, this is like a serial killer or this is some kind of weird thing. Don't know how this is related.
I couldn't think of anything. It's just people's feet getting hurt.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
Nice.
jeez.
Mm.
He's so... No. Anyway, and then 4 more were found over the next year.
Mm.
Wait.
So 2007, 2008.
2007, yeah. So, and then recently the 14th was found.
Yep.
So that's pretty creepy, right?
Mm.
Like if you hear about feet washing up
Mm.
on a shore.
Where have they found a source or anything? Anyone?
So they actually tracked 9 of the people, like whose the feet belonged to.
Yep.
And the 9 of the feet were identified to 6 different people, and none of them were suspicious circumstances.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just a really weird coincidence.
Are they
That-
all from Canada?
No, I think they're like that area,
Yeah.
but they basically traced them
Like
to
north,
people who had
east,
committed
west.
suicide or died in a misadventure
Okay.
in the water
In
and
the
drowned. Something to do with the way your body breaks down.
Yeah.
Like the fish and stuff eat everything, but if
But
you've
leave
got
the
shoes
feet.
on, so the shoes that they found are runners, and the latest one was in a hiking boot.
Yeah.
So something to do with the new runners that people have. They have air pockets in them, so they reckon it causes them to float once the rest of the body is decomposed.
Yeah.
The foot breaks off and then it floats, and then the water currents in the area
Mm.
must cause anything up the coast to end up there.
Mm.
But yeah, it was pretty creepy.
So all those people had died in the water.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going full conspiracy theory, like,
Yeah, what were you thinking?
some like funeral service or crematorium was just dumping the bodies in the ocean.
Or a
and cutting off
serial
feet.
killer?
Serial killer.
Well, they haven't.
the Bay Harbour Butcher.
Yeah.
They haven't
Watching
mapped.
Dexter.
I guess they haven't found where 5 of the feet came
come
from.
They
Yeah.
could just be unaccounted deaths. Or,
Yeah, I think it's probably just like, oh, they didn't have DNA
Mm,
matches.
Yep.
Or something. But
Mm.
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So that's pretty creepy.
Yep.
I guess
so
that's
weird.
that's the ocean being a bit of a creep there.
Just imagine that.
But it reminded me
Bondi
of that.
Beach or something.
It reminded me of how stuff from the 2011 Japanese tsunami is still washing up in America.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Huh?
What do you mean?
So from the tsunami, it pulled out a lot of material, right?
Mm,
Because it was massive and
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
what tsunamis do.
yeah. So like 5 years later, there was like they found a motorbike in a container.
Sweet.
So a dude had been storing his motorbike in a shipping container, right?
Mm.
That was just like his storage spot. Floated across the ocean for 5 years, washed
Mm.
up in America. And they've opened it up and they found the motorbike and then seen the Japanese number plates on the back and actually traced it back to its owner.
Mm.
What's the condition like?
Rideable?
It looked rusty,
Yeah.
but it looked like it would be definitely restorable. But
Mm.
he decided to donate it to the Harley Davidson Museum as like a memorial. He lost like family members,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
so he probably didn't want to ride it again, I guess.
Wouldn't it sink?
No, I guess the
Air in
air in the container must have kept it
Are
floating.
they airtight?
Dunno.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But anyway, yeah, so ocean currents. It's crazy, right? Like
Mm.
even the MH90, the flight that got
Mhm.
lost over west, they found
Bits and pieces.
70
bits and pieces of washed up in Reunion Island, which is all the way in the west side of the Indian Ocean, near Africa.
Yeah, wow.
They
So,
found
okay.
like a bit of a seat and a bit of a chair, a bit of
Mm.
the wing.
Is that 370 or is that another one?
Oh, it was a MH.
Is it MH370?
The Malaysia
or
Airlines.
90.
There's
I
one-
don't know.
I thought it was MH90. There was two of them. They lost two.
Yeah.
The other one was the Russians shot down.
How
I
do
thought
they
that was
know
370.
a little piece of the chair is from that flight?
They traced it. They were like, they can work out what model it is and like what it belongs to. And then the bit on the wing had like
How
a
many
serial
planes we missing?
thing
How
that
convenient.
matched it to the.
Ooh,
Yeah.
conspiracy
Not for the people who died.
Well, it's kind of irrelevant.
here. Mood killer, Jono. Jeez.
To Chris, they are irrelevant.
I mean,
That's
we've
true.
gone on every dodgy topic this week. We have-
Every? That sounds like a challenge.
No, there's been pedophilia, suicide, wanking. What else you got?
Wake speed.
Google.
That really went down. Like
Artificial
in terms of
intelligence.
intensity.
Yeah.
Killer robots.
Bloody
Yeah.
feet.
Anyway,
huh?
that's
Yu-Gi-Oh.
enough about feet. How do you guys
Slam
feel about
poetry.
MDMA?
Keen.
I'm pretty sure it's a drug, but I'm not 100%.
It is the main component of ecstasy.
Oh, I thought
Dip, do you know
about-
any medical stuff about MDMA?
No.
Do you know any experiential stuff about MDMA?
No.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Well, I think it's the one that comes in little paper squares, and then you like put it on your tongue. Yeah.
It's like acid, right?
So anyway, there's a new
We're so
Don't
cool.
know,
yeah.
LSD.
So anyway, there's a new trend
Mm.
in America and no, in the UK, I think. So anyway, I'm basically only reading this story because
All
most
right.
of it's a quote.
Okay.
So it's a quote from the lady.
Yep.
But this is a 50-year-old lady who's a businesswoman who hosts parties where people eat MDMA wrapped in Brie cheese.
Mm.
It's the
I love
thing.
Brie cheese.
I love Brie cheese.
Brie cheese
I
is
don't.
amazing.
Why don't you?
I don't really like cheese.
Cheese at all?
No, not really.
Sorry, one of my friends just
Sweet
messaged me
tooth.
saying that's not how MDMA works. So I don't know how MDMA works.
I'll
I
look
think
it
it's
up.
a powder. Anyway. So anyway, this is a quote from her.
It gets you high.
I have a strong circle of female friends, and we had tried all the latest fads, food, fashions, and destination dinner parties, but something was missing. We did not seem to have as much of a laugh as when we were younger. There always seemed to be barriers up between us. So one of our groups suggested we all take MDMA together so that we could open up to each other and improve our friendships. That is a hell of a friend.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Anyway, our friend had been this is the best part of the story. Our friend had been given a gram of MDMA by her daughter,
Yep.
and we had no idea how to take it. As though some of us had taken coke before, we had not taken MDMA.
So they're going to snort it.
I phoned my son, who told us not to sniff it but to swallow it. So he wrapped some of the powder in cigarette paper and put it in Brie,
We've just got the wholesome characters on
and
it, don't
all
we?
took some each. Imagine getting that call from your mum.
Yeah.
Do you know
We got some
more about
MDMA.
MDMA?
Yes.
You just,
Sorry.
You just typed in MDA.
It's methane.
You missed the letter.
It actually just said not to be confused with MDMA. Are we talking about MDMA or MDMA?
MDMA.
Okay, I'm wrong. Come back.
Just click on the
You're looking at
MDMA part.
MMA,
There's a link
mixed
right there.
martial arts.
Conor McGregor.
It's a methyl amphetamine,
Thanks for clearing
commonly
that up.
known as ecstasy, is a psychoactive
it's
drug
ecstasy.
used primarily as a recreational drug. The desired recreational effects include increased empathy, euphoria, and heightened sensations.
Maybe we all should be on
It's a
MDA.
good
When
Yeah.
taken by mouth, effects begin after 30 to 45 minutes and last 3 to 6 hours. As of 2017, MDMA has no approved medical uses.
Interesting.
So that's outdated.
But yeah, if you wrap it in Brie,
Mm.
you get better friendships with your friends and you can open up with them.
So
What's
apparently these are called Breeing parties, by the way.
Brie.
Ah.
So this is a thing.
Brie your friends.
This is a thing according to the
Like,
metro.co.uk.
I think you've got a sad life if this is what you...
Oh,
This
jeez,
is
a
me,
bit
but
Yeah,
judgmental.
I'm sure they have
All right,
life.
all right, judgy
Whoops.
McJudge
I
over
don't
there.
think they do.
Where do you get off, Dip?
Yeah, dip.
No, I don't want to know.
Judge Judy.
Yeah, don't question my wanking speed.
Ah, sorry. Ah.
Yeah, okay. So this is just is not this weird group of friends that are doing it?
No, apparently it's a thing now.
It's a
They've
thing.
all like done it with different people,
Was-
and now it's like they've been invited by unrelated groups of people.
It's like a Tupperware box.
Wasn't there like some... I saw some tweet. I don't know if it's the real dude, the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he saying something about like cheese is the MDMA or something for an adult? Is there...
Well, apparently
I don't know, was that
MDMA is
related?
the MDMA for an adult.
But,
It's interesting that
like cheese is an MDMA for an adult with a job or something like that.
this article mentions that there could be a therapeutic use for MDMA. Like it's been used in small amounts to help people with bad emotional communication skills.
Okay.
Because apparently it promotes your body, like you to feel emotions more.
Who wrote the article and where's it from?
Ugh. All right, mate.
And
Breaking news.
Most exciting man on the planet.
MDMA
Dr. Dip.
enthusiast.
I literally have breaking news
Breaking.
about the Olympic Committee taking down our video last week.
What?
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, the International Mr. Worldwide Olympic Committee
Thank
took
you.
our Facebook live stream down last week because it had matching content.
Yep.
I don't know if you've looked around this room. None of us are particularly athletic.
Hey.
And there's no bloody
Hey.
rings that look
Hey.
like the Olympic rings around here. And somehow we got content matched. All we had was our branding and maybe a few movies and freaking
Was it
Yoda
Waterworld?
in the background.
Is this AI at work?
Yeah. So they just said they approved your dispute and released your content. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A week later.
We won, guys.
We
Stick
beat
it
the
to the
man.
man.
We
Yeah.
beat the system.
And
We
we-
beat the bloody artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure the Facebook artificial intelligence isn't as good as the Google one.
Probably.
But, we'll get there.
Probably
I'm pretty
not.
much John Connor.
Probably can't beat anyone at Go.
Yeah. Sorry, were you
I'm the
continuing
chick.
on the
What's the
Brie
chick's
thing?
name?
No, that's pretty much all to it. I mean, would you guys
Sarah or
go?
something?
I think that's the real question. Would you, if you were feeling like you were having trouble emotionally connecting, and someone was like, "Take this powder, and we'll."
My son told me to do it.
Honestly,
My
Like,
daughter,
my
my daughter gave me
a gram.
this.
after reading it,
I'm a
it
loser.
sounds like it'd be pretty fun for like an afternoon just to chill out.
What?
I love Brie cheese, so I'm a little bit biased in this one.
I think I would just do the Brie. If someone invited me to a Brie cheese party,
Yeah.
I'd
And then they
definitely
snuck
be in.
MDMA in there without you knowing. What would you
Well,
think?
they wouldn't be a very good friend then, would they?
Because the way they describe it, though, is so funny. She's just like, the colours got really vibrant, and then suddenly I was talking about sex for 3 hours.
Yeah, she was talking about her fantasy sex life with a friend of hers.
Yeah.
But then another person was describing like they'd taken it on the weekend and it took them half a week to get over the come down.
Oh, wow.
Like they had a massive downer afterwards, and it was a kind of sad story because she was saying,
Can you just
She
read
doesn't
the
have a
adverse
partner.
effects, Ali, as well? I think we need to bring some balance to this.
well, she was saying she doesn't have a partner to come home to comfort her
Oh,
during the
fuck.
down part. So it was a
Well-
very depressing part of the story
Yeah.
that you interrupted there.
Yeah.
Acute adverse
And their lives
effects
are great, right?
are usually the result of high or multiple doses. Although single-dose toxicity can occur in susceptible individuals, the most serious short-term physical effects, health risks of MDMA are hypothermia and dehydration. Cases of life-threatening or fatal hypothermia, hypnotremia, excessively low sodium concentration in the blood, have developed in MDMA users
Hypertremia.
attempting to prevent dehydration by consuming excessive amounts of water without replenishing electrolytes.
What's
So,
hypothermia?
so let's just
Gotta
bring
have the Gatorade.
let's just bring balance to it because, like, you're
Alright.
saying we just want to
Well,
connect with our friends.
You're gonna be
but
balanced. You
the
got to
prob-
ask for a study about that.
The problem
Where's
is
the asking? You didn't ask for a
Stop
study.
talking over
No,
each
no.
other!
The problem is that people die from ecstasy. We know that because the quality of it and the quantity of how it's produced is not regulated. So these people are doing this for a bonding experience, but the fact is they're putting their lives at risk and their friends. So
MDMA is taken by people who don't want to take ecstasy because ecstasy is cut with substances that you don't know. MDMA is just the
the
raw
pure
chemical pure form. So they
Okay.
think it's safer.
I think it's safer. Okay,
Yeah.
didn't know that. But yeah, but still,
So you
I
probably
think
wouldn't
there is a risk.
you probably wouldn't find people dying from MDMA,
MDMA.
as much as like
As
ecstasy.
ecstasy.
Yeah, that's pretty well documented when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey man, want to do some Brie?
I could
Gonna have a
smash some
brain
Brie right
party.
now, honestly. I
Well,
love
it's
Brie.
watching this person make Brie this whole time.
It's disgusting.
Oi,
Is it?
Yeah.
there's
Disagree.
Why you don't like it?
There's this recipe I
Turns
used
you
to
off
add for Brie pasta, where you get a wheel of Brie like this, and you heat it up in a pan, and then you cook the pasta, and you chuck the Brie into the hot Brie circle, and just like roll it over a few
Chuck the
times,
pasta
and
into
then
that?
put it in a
Yeah,
and then you put the pasta with all the Brie all over it,
Mm.
and then you put some parsley on it, and then you eat it.
There's restaurants that do it with like the parmesan, right? Like that's how they serve it to you. They
Well,
bring
the
it out
parmesan stays there though.
yeah.
It's like a bowl.
Brie's
Whereas
softer,
this is
right?
just gonna melt.
Yeah.
And just
No,
be a
it says you have to
sticky
eat
mess,
it
right?
within like 20 minutes, otherwise it just doesn't work.
You
Oh
know,
no, because it'll solidify
be
Because
again.
would
Yeah.
a bowl, I don't know.
No, but like it
a
would
bowl of
completely
brie
melt, right?
would just be soft, right?
you never
It
done
would
hot brie?
unmelt.
I always
No,
put
but as
brie in
in
the
when
oven.
you're making
I
it, the
don't
whole
like it
brie.
much.
Oh yeah.
He puts it in the
I
oven.
always put brie in the oven.
Yeah. If you actually want a good recipe, do a baked camembert.
Same.
So you cut off the top, bake it. You stick in bits of like garlic and rosemary, and then you use it as a dip while it's melted. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
You guys are changing my life.
It's really good.
Damn.
Drizzle a bit of olive oil over it.
Welcome to Trend Settings, where we talk about different types of cheese.
Food settings.
Oh.
Cheese settings.
Yeah, seriously.
Jeez.
Anyway,
All right.
that's been it for Trend Settings episode 88, I think.
Yep.
But
Can
whether or not you heard Laurel or Yanni, you should subscribe on all platforms and review on all platforms. Preferably a good review. Otherwise, I'll find you and kill you.
And the Olympic Committee will find you as well.
Yeah, no. International Olympic Committee.
Okay.
Thank you
IOC.
very much.
Yeah.
They've
Australian
travelled just
guys
as
will
much
find.
as you.
Now,
Now,
probably more. Even.
yeah,
Definitely
still
Laurel.
Laurel.
Still Laurel.
It's because we had Laurel on the mind, bro.
Sorry.
Anyway, what do you think? Are we in the
rest on our
Matrix?
laurels?
Is Google gonna ruin everything by putting artificial intelligence killing robots into the arms of Trump? Maybe. Did you hear Yanni or Laurel?
Yeah.
Is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, should it have actually been cancelled? And how are your feet doing? You should really look after them.
If you end any sentence with "into the arms of Trump," it just sounds disturbing already.
Into the arms of anyone.
But that's been it. Thanks for
the arms
watching.
of your wife.
Thanks for visiting, Dip. It's always good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
Mr. World
me.
Card.
Mr. Worldwide.
No, Ebbs the World Cup.
Ah, sorry.
Pitbull's going to take me down.
Use the trap card.
Anyway, this has been Trend Settings. We are Group Settings. My name is Ali.
I'm Jono.
And one more thing. My name is Chris.
Oh.
I'm Dip.
We'll be back next week. Same podcast time, same podcast place, same podcast channel.
We didn't talk to Google this week.
Okay, Google. What time does Trend Settings go live on Facebook every Thursday at 8 p.m.?
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Thank you. 8 p.m. That is right.
Work
Google.
out your AI, Google.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.